Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel McGill. I am the Healthcare Workforce Liaison for JMG. My position is a partnership with MaineHealth, and we are super excited to have our first monthly Monday webinar of this academic year. And we are going to be talking about the MaineHealth Clinical Health Career Awareness Pre-apprenticeship program. Joining us today, we have Melinda Hull, who is the Director for Workforce Development Grant Programs. Hi, Melinda. Thanks for joining us. You were critical in standing up this pre-apprenticeship program, so I'm going to ask you to kind of talk about how that partnership came about and get us started.
Great. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be able to share more information about this new program we've started here at MaineHealth. So I work at MaineHealth as part of the workforce development team. And in 2022, we received a grant from the Maine Department of Labor to support our registered apprenticeship programs by standing up a pre-apprenticeship. And so I've been working with several of our clinical teams here at MaineHealth to design a pre-apprenticeship program that is going to help people understand several pathways to careers here at MaineHealth.
That's awesome. And actually, I think this is probably the good first question to start with. So could you talk about the difference between a pre-apprenticeship and an apprenticeship?
Sure. So very simply, at its most basic, a pre-apprenticeship prepares individuals to enter an apprenticeship, either by offering a way to fulfill prerequisites to entering that apprenticeship, or to give participants firsthand exposure to a career so they really get a sense of what the career and training for the career will entail. And so pre-apprenticeships can last from a few weeks to a few months and really is designed to place a person on the path to a registered apprenticeship program in that field. So the two things are related in that one will typically prepare an individual for the other.
Makes sense. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So maybe it would be good for us to just get a brief overview of what the pre-apprenticeship program looks like.
Sure. So it's kind of a long title, but it's the MaineHealth Clinical Healthcare Career Awareness Pre-apprenticeship. It's an unpaid, free training program open to both employees and non-employees that helps participants explore the clinical training programs and healthcare careers of phlebotomy, medical assistant, and certified nursing assistant. So through a series of self-paced online and virtual course modules, participants are introduced to concepts that they will encounter in clinical training and healthcare workplaces. Some of the things that are explored are topics like patient care, medical terminology, workplace communication, public health, safety and compliance, study skills, and more. Pre-apprentices also will engage in career interest assessment work, as well as receive information on clinical and non-clinical pathways we have here at MaineHealth, and other supports that will help guide them in their selection of a training program or a job that fits their career goals and interests. And then after successful completion of the pre-apprentice program, individuals who meet all the hiring requirements will be offered an interview for one of these three clinical training programs at MaineHealth.
That's exciting. So you mentioned that these could be current employees or also non-employees of MaineHealth. Could you talk about the target audience for this program or any eligibility requirements that an individual would have to meet?
Sure. So this pre-apprenticeship is designed for anyone who wishes to further explore a career in clinical healthcare, and they are kind of looking for a guided pathway to potential employment with MaineHealth. Or if they're already employed at MaineHealth, they're looking for some guidance on where to go next in their career. So ideally, participants are 17 years of age or older and would be looking to enter an apprenticeship or training program when they turn 18. We do accept 16-year-olds into the program, but it just means that there's a little bit of a longer waiting period before they're eligible to apply to our training programs or apprenticeships, which are for high school graduates. You need a laptop with speakers and an internet connection to take yourself through the program. The coursework is delivered in English and is designed for those with a high school English proficiency.
Awesome. You talked about the structure too a little bit, that it's self-paced and online, but could you talk about a little bit more about the structure and maybe what students could expect when they kind of enroll in the program?
Yeah, absolutely. So the course itself is delivered using Southern Maine Community College's Brightspace online course platform. And basically pre-apprentices, log in and take themselves through a series of 6 modules. So there's an introductory module, which helps you get used to the kind of structure within the course. And then you complete that module and you can move on to the next module. So you have to complete the one module at a time before you start the next, if that makes sense. There are some mini quizzes, there's reflection exercises along the way. There's some evaluation forms, which ask pre-apprentices to provide feedback on the readings, videos, and exercises that they're completing in the most recent module. There's also a survey that asks pre-apprentices to indicate which training programs are of most interest to them at this time. And that helps us understand, what types of additional information or conversations they might be looking for. The course takes about 35 to 40 hours to complete, but it could take fewer hours or a longer amount of time, depending on the pre-apprentice's own time frame. And there are some sort of independent exploratory exercises. If you choose to do more of them, it might take you a little bit longer.
Great. I think it'd be good to talk about the benefits of this program for an individual. And I'm just going to jump in and say one already, just to reiterate what you just talked about, is the flexibility of it. So it is fully online, so it doesn't matter where you are in the state, and it is self-paced, so you can go at your own rate. So that flexibility of online and go at your own pace, there's no designated timeline that you have to complete this work in, is really great. But could you talk about some of the other benefits of completing this?
Sure. So the pre-apprenticeship really will help students understand what it means to work in a clinical healthcare setting in terms of some of the requirements, laws, codes they are bound to when working in healthcare. It also will help students understand the very special relationship that clinicians have with their patients in a clinical setting, and really how all of us who work in a healthcare environment and who are part of the overall care team and patient experience, how we are so critical each step of the way on a patient's individual health journey. So those who complete the pre-apprenticeship are then, and who are also eligible, qualified, they can apply to a training program to be a certified nursing assistant, phlebotomy school, or medical assistant, and then they'll be offered an interview. We do have other training programs at MaineHealth, and pre-apprentices are welcome to explore those as well and receive some counseling around them. So it's not only those 3 programs, but it's kind of focused on those 3 programs of CNA, phlebotomist, and medical assistant. So really, the pre-apprenticeship is ideal for someone looking for that guided pathway into a career, and in this case, a career with MaineHealth. Completers also will receive an academic badge from Southern Maine Community College, which they can then submit for review for potential awarding of college credit should they go on to a college or university.
That's great. That's awesome. Okay, so what kind of support would a student receive throughout the program and maybe after they receive the credential to help bridge them into the career field?
Sure. So it is a self-paced online, very flexible course, as you say. And so there's a bunch of supports that Southern Maine Community College offers in terms of technical support and things like that. But then kind of from the career exploration side, there's several points in the course where a student can indicate that they'd like to have a conversation to explore a job or a career at MaineHealth. And so then they get a discussion with either myself or one of our career navigators to talk about what they're thinking about and what their questions are. So they could have a specific job in mind or a specific training program in mind, or they just perhaps want to understand a bit more about the range of options that we have at MaineHealth. And we do have a lot of options here. So though this focuses on clinical careers, and it's great to help you understand if you would like to continue down the path of pursuing a clinical career or not, but we have everything here at MaineHealth, from culinary careers to information technology to accounting to teachers and educators to social workers to doctors and nurses, and so much more. So the conversations can help folks understand fully the range of options that they have at MaineHealth. It can guide them to a part-time job if that's what they're looking for in high school, a full-time job for after high school, a training program, or again, can help them decide that they want to go in another, direction entirely. So, to reiterate, if someone's interested in starting a job while in high school, we have some options for them. And then if they decide they like the healthcare environment, we have so many free training programs that can help them continue their careers here at MaineHealth. And this program, with kind of its guided conversations, really focused, individualized, and tailored, can help a student understand much more the range of opportunity that we have here at MaineHealth, and help connect them to the right additional opportunities or application process or what have you.
Yeah, this is amazing. So I feel like maybe we could talk about, we probably hit on some of this stuff already, but it'd be good to kind of really state it again, is how could a high school student use this as part of their career planning, either now or in their post-secondary kind of world, whatever that looks like?
Sure. So there's several ways that a high school student could utilize the learning that they're getting in this program and the career exploration they're getting in this program. So this program is entirely for the benefit of the individual in terms of helping them understand careers in healthcare, if they might like to join a healthcare organization after high school or at any point later on. So this is a good way to become familiar with some of the concepts and the language that's used in healthcare, and can really give you some understanding of the skills and attributes an employer would be looking for in your application or your interview, for instance. And if you are interested in going to post-secondary education for a clinical career, participating in this pre-apprenticeship can show employers that you understand what a clinical career entails. This pre-apprenticeship will give you that language to help explain why you are interested in a clinical career. And that will really help you stand out from the crowd, either if you're applying to college to focus on a clinical career, or applying to a training program or a job in healthcare. Really being able to talk the talk, show that you understand some of the really important concepts that healthcare employees have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, can be really impressive, whether you're writing that sort of application to a training program or a college, or going for a job interview.
Yeah, that's a good tip. That's great. Okay, so I think we talked about basically everything about the program. So let's talk about how a person would sign up or apply. How would they do that?
Sure. So it's pretty easy. On our website, we have an interest form. And so you just fill out the interest form. It's a pretty basic interest form. It asks for your name, your address. It does ask for your age, just because in healthcare, there are restrictions on folks who are under 18 in terms of working in some of the occupations. So, and these are federal restrictions. So we just want to make sure that people are in the age range where they'll be able to explore these careers and then potentially move into one pretty quickly. And so it's just a matter of filling out the form. Once I get your information, that information comes to me. I follow up with you, send you a bunch of pre-apprenticeship registration forms, including some registration forms as a non-degree student at Southern Maine Community College. So there's a bunch of forms that need to be filled out. And certainly if you're under 18, there's a parental permission section of one of the forms. Then all of those things come back to me either via email or by regular mail, if that's more convenient, or you can drop them off as well. And then we get you registered for the program. You'll receive your credentials from Southern Maine Community College, so you can log in to the course itself. and then away you go. And you can take yourself through the modules at your own pace. And at particular points along the way, you may get a note from me saying, I see you're interested in CNA training program. I'd love to talk to you about it a little bit more. Or I also hold office hours twice a month, which are drop-in. So people who are participating in the course can also drop in those office hours. So that's kind of it in a nutshell in terms of getting registered and then taking yourself through the course. We do have a flyer that's available
Yes,
for people
I'm
to
gonna,
kind of
yeah.
look at. And
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, and with a QR code that makes it really easy to just kind of snap it on your phone and fill it out on your phone. Although I want to reiterate that you do need access to a computer with speakers and the internet to complete the course, in the best manner possible.
I'm going to pop that up on the screen real quick because I have it up so folks can just see what I'm looking at right now. And then also this will be in the description of the video, so you'll be able to link to it from there. But in case you wanted to snap a quick image of it, I'm just putting it up. And okay. Melinda, you mentioned that you hold office hours. Is that for people to physically come in, or can that be Zoom meetings? Just because we're talking about statewide, so I didn't know where you sit in the state.
Yeah, so I'm based in Southern Maine, but the office hours are virtual, and you do access them through the Southern Maine Community College Bright Space course, the pre-apprenticeship course directly. So there's a little section in that course which lists the upcoming office hours, and you basically just click on the Zoom link at the right time, and you get me in your virtual office hours. And it's group office hours, and it's drop-in, so you don't need to make an appointment. You just drop in at any point during that time frame.
That's great. Thank you for clarifying that.
Sure.
Yeah, so at this point, if students or individuals have questions from the JMG side of the house, you can always feel free to reach out to me. Your specialist or your navigator would be able to get you in touch with me if you don't have my contact information, but I am on the website under the workforce development part of JMG, and I'm happy to have a conversation with you if you have any questions before you want to jump and complete that interest form and jump over to Melinda. But thank you so much, Melinda, for your time today and explaining this program. It sounds like it's a great opportunity for students to kind of make this a tailored path, but also have some guided conversations if their interest kind of goes one way or the other. So I think this is a great opportunity for our students to at least take advantage of in this moment where it's the accessibility so available. Depending on where you are in the state, it doesn't matter. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And you touched on something that I think we can raise up for students. If you're just thinking of exploring something, I would definitely encourage registration for this pre-apprenticeship. It's free. It's go at your own pace. It also may spark some ideas of perhaps a senior project you'd like to do, a job shadow you'd like to do, and really can help get you connected because MaineHealth is a large system, and you're getting some JMG guidance, you're getting some MaineHealth guidance, so we can really help you get connected to the further opportunities that you might be looking for. Like I said, either in clinical healthcare or something else. So I encourage you to definitely register and then check it out. It could really open your eyes and maybe spark some new ideas and opportunity for you.
Awesome. Thank you again, Melinda.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.